The air buzzed with the joyful screams and laughter of children enjoying the afternoon sun. The playground was a kaleidoscope of colors and sounds, a haven where the worries of the world seemed to melt away, if only for a little while. Swings creaked rhythmically, punctuated by the happy shrieks from the merry-go-round. The children moved with boundless energy, their faces lit up with pure joy as they soared higher and higher, reaching for the sky. Parents dotted the benches around the perimeter, some chatting, others lost in their thoughts. They exchanged stories of their day, shared laughs, and occasionally glanced at their children, ensuring they were safe and happy. But a palpable tension hung in the air, the ever-present threat of impending meltdowns as playtime neared its end. The parents knew all too well the delicate balance between joy and tears, a balance that could tip at any moment. Little Sarah, her face smeared with remnants of a melted ice cream, zoomed past on the slide, her laughter echoing through the playground. She was a whirlwind of energy, her joy infectious to those around her. Her mom, Emily, checked her watch nervously. The minutes were ticking away, and she knew the transition from playtime to home time could be a challenging one. "Sarah, honey, it's almost time to go," she called out, her voice laced with a hint of apprehension. She braced herself for the inevitable resistance, hoping for a smooth departure, but preparing for the worst. Sarah, oblivious to her mother's plea, continued her gleeful descent down the slide. The world around her was a blur of fun and excitement, and she was in no hurry to leave it behind. Across the playground, a similar scene unfolded. The children were engrossed in their play, each moment a new adventure, each laugh a testament to their boundless spirit. 4-year-old Ethan clung stubbornly to the monkey bars, his face a picture of defiance as his dad, Mark, attempted to coax him down. The monkey bars were his kingdom, and he was not ready to relinquish his throne. 5 more minutes, Ethan. Then we really have to go, Mark pleaded, his voice strained with growing impatience. He knew the importance of setting boundaries, but he also understood the magic of these fleeting moments of childhood. Ethan remained glued to the bars, his lower lip trembling precariously. The thought of leaving his beloved playground was too much to bear, and he clung to the last vestiges of his playtime with all his might. Nearby, a group of children played an intense game of tag, their laughter ringing out as they darted and dodged around the playground. The game was a blur of motion, a testament to their endless energy and imagination. Slowly the parents began to gather their belongings, signaling the end of the day's adventures. The children, sensing the inevitable, tried to squeeze in a few more moments of play, their reluctance palpable. As the sun dipped lower in the sky, casting long shadows across the playground, the children reluctantly began to say their goodbyes. Hugs were exchanged, promises to return were made, and the playground slowly emptied, leaving behind echoes of laughter and memories of a day well spent. The playground, now quiet and still, stood as a silent witness to the day's mayhem. The swings swayed gently in the evening breeze, and the merry-go-round, now motionless, seemed to hold the laughter of the children within its stillness. Families walked home hand in hand, the day's adventures still fresh in their minds. The playground mayhem had come to an end, but the memories created would last a lifetime. A reminder of the simple joys of childhood and the magic of a sunny afternoon spent in play. Emily slumped onto the bench next to Mark, both parents sharing a look of weary understanding. It had been another long day at the park, and the exhaustion was evident on their faces. The sun was beginning to set, casting a golden hue over the playground, but the beauty of the scene was lost on them in their current state. "It's like pulling teeth every time we try to leave this place," Emily sighed, running a hand through her hair. "The kids just don't understand why we have to go home. They think the fun should never end, and honestly, I can't blame them. But it's draining, Mark, every single day, the same struggle." Mark nodded in agreement. "I swear it's the same battle every single day," he muttered, casting a longing glance towards the parking lot. "I know they love it here, but sometimes I wish we could just snap our fingers and be home. The tantrums, the pleading, it's all too much after a long day at work." Why do they make it so difficult? Emily wondered aloud, her voice tinged with a mixture of exasperation and helplessness. It's not like we're taking them away from something bad. We're just trying to get home, have dinner, and maybe get a little bit of rest before it all starts again tomorrow. They loved seeing their children happy and engaged, but the constant struggle to leave the playground was taking its toll. The laughter and joy of their kids were the highlights of their day, but the transition from playtime to home time was a nightmare. It was a bittersweet feeling knowing that their children were having the time of their lives. While they were dreading the inevitable meltdown, they knew there had to be a better way, a way to make the transition smoother for both the children and themselves, maybe a new routine or a special treat to look forward to at home. They brainstormed ideas, determined to find a solution, perhaps a countdown timer or a special goodbye ritual at the park. They were willing to try anything to make the evenings less stressful. Despite the frustration, there was a glimmer of hope. They were in this together, and that made all the difference. They shared a smile, a silent promise to keep trying, to keep finding ways to make their family life a little bit easier. After all, the joy of parenting was in the journey, not just the destination. "You know, I read something about this the other day," piped up a voice from the bench across from them. It was a sunny afternoon, and the park was filled with the laughter of children playing. The voice belonged to Lisa, another parent from their son's preschool. Lisa was known for her insightful parenting tips, and today was no different. She had a knack for turning everyday situations into teachable moments. "It's called negative reinforcement," she began, her tone serious yet approachable. "Basically, we end up accidentally training them to throw tantrums. When we give in to their demands, we're not just giving them what they want, we're teaching them that tantrums are an effective way to get it." Emily and Mark looked at her, intrigued. They had always thought they were doing the right thing by giving their son a few extra minutes to calm down. Lisa continued, "Like when Ethan throws a fit about leaving and you give him 5 more minutes, you're actually reinforcing the tantrum. You're not just delaying the inevitable, you're making it more likely he'll throw a fit next time too. It's not punishment, it's making him more likely to do it again next time. The key is to understand that negative reinforcement isn't about being negative or harsh. It's about the unintended consequences of our actions." Mark frowned. "So what are we supposed to do? Let him hang there all night?" He was genuinely concerned, not wanting to make the situation worse. Lisa smiled. "There's another way," she said, her eyes twinkling. "It's called positive reinforcement. Instead of giving in to the tantrum, you can reward the behavior you want to see. For example, if Ethan leaves the park without a fuss, you can praise him or give him a small reward. This way, he learns that good behavior gets him what he wants, not tantrums." Emily and Mark exchanged relieved glances. It made sense. They realized that they had the power to change their son's behavior by changing their own responses. It was a small shift in perspective, but it could make a big difference in their daily lives. As they left the park that day, they felt more confident and hopeful. They knew it wouldn't be easy, but they were ready to try a new approach. After all, parenting was a journey, and they were learning every step of the way. Lisa explained that positive reinforcement focuses on encouraging desired behaviors by adding something positive to the situation. Instead of focusing on the negative behavior, you highlight and reward the behavior you want to see. So instead of giving Ethan more time when he's refusing to leave, Lisa elaborated, you could offer him a sticker for coming down when you ask the first time. This concept, though simple, was a revelation for Emily and Mark. It felt more respectful, more empowering for both them and their children. It wasn't about manipulation or bribery. It was about creating a positive cycle of communication and cooperation. Lisa went on to explain that positive reinforcement isn't just about tangible rewards like stickers. There are actually 4 types, she said, ticking them off on her fingers. Natural, token, social, and tangible. She explained that natural reinforcement is the most intrinsic, like the feeling of accomplishment Ethan gets from climbing the monkey bars. Token reinforcement uses a points or sticker system working towards a bigger reward. Social reinforcement is as simple as praise or a high five. Finally, tangible rewards are physical things like stickers, small toys, or treats. The key is to find what motivates your child, Lisa emphasized. What works for one child might not work for another. As Lisa spoke, Emily and Mark began to see the playground in a new light. Instead of a battleground, it could be a training ground for positive behaviors. They could give Sarah a countdown. 5 more slides, then it's time to go. They could offer Ethan a sticker for coming down from the monkey bars when asked, and another for helping pack up the toys. It's about setting them up for success, Lisa summarized. Give clear expectations. Provide positive reinforcement when they meet those expectations and watch their behavior change. The benefits of positive reinforcement extended far beyond a peaceful playground exit. Lisa explained that it could lead to increased self-esteem, improved communication, and a stronger parent-child bond. When children feel heard and understood, when they feel good about their choices, it creates a positive cycle, Lisa explained. They're more likely to cooperate, not just at the playground, but in all aspects of their lives. Just then, a little girl ran up to Lisa, her eyes shining. "Mommy, look! I went down the big slide all by myself," she exclaimed, her voice full of pride. Lisa beamed and pulled her daughter into a hug. "You did it! I'm so proud of you for being brave," she said, her voice full of warmth. Watching this simple interaction, Emily and Mark felt a renewed sense of hope. Maybe, just maybe, they could transform their playground battles into opportunities for connection and growth. As they said with a smile,